Right, Jerry, going back to when you first started, making an impact on course, those bookies must have started running a bit scared when you were back in 10 minutes.
Yeah. I was always extremely dangerous. A bookmaker doesn't actually, even if you're clued up, or what I'd call a professional, or clued up, you if you're making it pay, if you're backing a 2-to-1 shot with a bookmaker, it's not the end of the world for him, even if you're clued up, because he can make a book round your bet. If you come in and have a 2 monkeys with a bookmaker, if he's making, say, give for example a bookmaker like Dougie Tyler at Walthamstow, if I walked into Dougie Tyler and had a 2 monkeys, he wouldn't be that perturbed about laying me a 2 monkeys, but he would be perturbed at laying a 2,200 a dog, because it's very, very hard for him to field around laying a 2000 to 2 a dog, where laying the 2 monkeys, he can say, well, I can get to work with the second favourite here, and he can sort of make a book round your bet. Making a book round a 2000 to 2, that's by the time that Walthamstow was closing, or but saying the 2000s, between the year 2000 and 2008, it'd be, they wouldn't be taking that sort of money, so it'd be hard to field round a 2000 to 2. So he wouldn't be too happy laying my sort of bets. I was not one to usually be having the 2 monkeys. I'd be more likely to have a 1000 to 1. I could have something to win £1,000 with Dougie. So that would be the difference between what I was doing and what other punters was doing. There'd be sort of like, it was little bit shrewd there, would say, oh, this is a good bet tonight, we're going to have like 400 quid on this at 2 to 1 or 7 to 4. Where I'd be saying, oh, I've got 2 up my sleeve tonight, I fancy this at 5 to 1, and this dog could be like 7 or 8 to 1 tonight. So my reward would be a lot bigger than their reward would be if they got it right, or if I got it right.
What was your relationship like with the racecourse bookies? Because they must have not liked you.
No. I mean, they wouldn't. It was so strange. I wasn't actually allowed to bet with probably 50% of the bookmakers at Walthamstow, but I would have people who would put my bets on, and because they'd been losing punters over the years, they still took their bets, even though they knew it was ridiculous that they knew it was my bets, but they'd still take their bets. Bookmakers like Ronnie Bazell was a no-go area, Morel was a no-go area, Lambert was a no-go area. So I'd be down to getting on with Dougie Tyler, Joe O'Gorman. He'd lay me a fair bet Joe. Like, he'd lay me a dog to lose £1,000, which that's all the others was actually laying me. So Joe would lay as big a bet as anyone else. So I can't really say anything bad about Joe. And Joe would be the only clued up bookmaker at the track. Like, he'd be the only one that could go to war with me and have a knowledge of some idea of what I was going to do. But not being disrespectful, the poacher's always going to have to be like a step or 2 in front of the gamekeeper. So Joe was more the gamekeeper, the bookmaker, and I was the poacher, the gambler.
Ben from Star Sports wrote a blog a while back saying it used to intimidate him when he was...
Oh, right, well, I'll tell you the story from the beginning with Ben. I used to go to Sittingbourne on a Sunday when there used to be opens there, and Ben was standing up at Sittingbourne and laid a very big bet. He had someone working for him called... His nickname was Johnny Shits. Am I allowed to say that word on YouTube? His name was Johnny Shits because he used to speak a load of bullshit, honestly. But he was probably what someone I'd call a friend. I used to probably see him a couple of 3 nights a week at Romford and then Sittingbourne, and we'd known each other for many years. He said to me, oh, Jerry, he said, I've got some good news for you, Jerry. He said, Ben's getting in Walthamstow. He said he's going to come along. He said he'll take any bet that you want. He said there's no bet, he said, that you can have. He said that'll be too big for Ben. I said, really, Johnny? So he said, Jerry, he said, he will take any bet you want to have. I said, John, I said, if he takes any bet that I want, I said, he'll be skint within 6 months. I said, and you won't have a job. So he said, you don't understand how big he is, Jerry. I said, John, I said, I don't care how big he is. I said, if he wants to lay me any bet that I want, I guarantee you, he will be skint within 6 months. It'll be called Jerry Sports, not Star Sports, Johnny. He wouldn't listen to me. Ben come along. We got the sabres out. We pulled our sabres out at the beginning of the first meeting. We started the sword fight. Within 3 or 4 months, Ben had to put his hands up. I'm sorry, Jerry, you're too clever for me. You can only have to win £1,000. And it become pretty annoying. So we didn't really get off on a good footing because there was a lot of when a bookmaker says, "Oh, I'll lay you anything you want," and then all of a sudden the goalposts change, a punter's not very happy about it. So it was not a good relationship to start off with, me and Ben. And then I've got to say, things got worse and worse. I remember one night we had a massive row at the track, which spilled over onto the Betfair forum, I'm ashamed to say, and it got pretty bad. And then he got mobile phones barred at the track because Ben's theory was that I was playing on Betfair. If it was bigger on Betfair, I was playing on Betfair, and if it was bigger with him, I was playing with him. This was not true. I've got to say, Ben, this was not true. What I was doing, if I wanted like a £2,000 bet, I was having £1,000 on Betfair at 7-2, and I was having £1,000 at the track. I was just literally getting on as much as I could, or as much as that bet represented. But if it was bigger on Betfair, yes, I would have been playing purely on Betfair. But if it would have been like sort of 5 dead on Betfair and 7-2 at the track, I would have had £1,000 on Betfair down to 7-2 and £1,000 at the track at 7-2 to get 7,002 in total. So when the mobile phone ban was brought in, there was all signs. It was purely brought in for me, not being big-headed. It was brought in for me. I had no option but to leave Walthamstow. So now there was more antagonism that the track that I loved more than anything, I wasn't allowed to go to because of Mr. Keith. So our relationship just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So Simon, now you're meant to say, how did everything turn around for the 2 years?
Well, I did see you at the Christmas party.
Right, so how it turned around. When I left the track, knowing that I would be able to bet at the time on a channel called the 468 channel, which again was a racing channel that had Walthamstow on, as far as I can remember, every meeting. I think that there might have been a meeting where it wasn't on, and I used to sometimes have to go to the track, but usually I wasn't at the track. And this is what made me, believe it or not, getting not barred from Walthamstow. I wasn't barred from Walthamstow. I had to excuse me, I had to leave Walthamstow because of the mobile ban. They was literally following me round. If I would have got my phone out, I would have been barred from the track. So I sort of had to leave, but it made me, because when I left, I could bet on Betfair, and at the time there was massive liquidity. So if I wanted sort of like £2,000 on a 10-to-1 stab, I didn't have that much trouble getting it on. Where if I wanted sort of maybe 400 or 500 quid on the track on the 10-to-1 shot, it was 10-to-1 into 5-to-1 or 4-to-1. with the people who was putting the bets on for me, adding their little bit on as well. So actually, leaving Walthamstow was the making of me. When the 468 channel closed down, I had to go back to Walthamstow with not my tail between my legs, but I had no option but to go back to Walthamstow and start punting there again. And Ben used to approach me and said, look, why don't we be friends rather than like enemies and like sort of shouting at one another? And to start off with, sorry to say this, I used to say to Ben, no Ben, there's no possible chance me and you being friends, and I don't want anything to do with you, and you, no, and in the end I sort of started to grow a little bit fonder of him, and then just used to think, well, he's not really got any harm in him, like he's just a bookmaker and thing, and I slowly started to warm to him, and then a mutual respect turned into a strong friendship for the two of us. We've been friends now for, good friends for 10 or 11 years, go on holiday together, go out for meals every month or so, speak on the phone, not every day or every week. Sometimes he might be busy or doing something or got work commitments and I won't speak to him, but we usually catch up like once every couple of weeks at least, and go out for a meal once a month. So yeah, that's how we've ended up good friends, me and Ben.